Hey guys, I'm going to show you my my new semi-permanent antenna testing station. This is a setup out in my backyard. It's about 36 feet away from my garage. This is for testing out all the antennas that I built. This one here folds over at the base. Let's go in close and I'll show you. We got to try to work around the sun. The sun's bright today. Good clear day. We got a hinge bolt here that goes into these two pipes. These pipes are just under 6 feet long. So there's a good 4 feet or a little more buried down in the ground. When I first started hammering these into the ground, I was using a sledgehammer on them. And I ended up having to trim the top of the pipe off because the sledgehammer was just destroying the pipe. I ended up using a couple of blocks of wood. You can see all the circles on that block of wood from pounding the poles in the rest of the way. The ground here, the first 2 feet is easy. And then the more you go down, it gets hotter and hotter. I really wanted to send it further down, but they just bottomed out. I couldn't get them to go any further in the ground. So I guess 4 feet will have to do. Inside of those two pipes, I have two more pipes. These go down from here about 3 feet, so we're good over a foot under the level of the ground. Then up here we have the top bolt. Both the bolts, like I said, it hinges down there and it's going to fold over. I'll show you that in a little bit. Up here, this bolt locks it in place. I don't have anything tightened yet because I still may make some more changes to this. I haven't decided yet. But up here, I have this strap on the back side because this folds down that way. So when I stand it back up, I have a positive stop to hit, so it doesn't just keep coming this way and fall over towards the garage. I ended up adding these braces to it. These braces, get my shadow out of your way. These braces have angle iron anchors. These are 4 feet long. So there's a good 3.5 feet, maybe a little more, into the ground on both of those. I bolted it to these longer pieces of angle iron. If you saw one of my previous videos, see I just recently got a bunch of bed frames really cheap. And I put some of it to use. They're bolted into the pipe. Someday I'll show you a little trick. I should have showed it on this video of how to get the head of the bolt down inside of that pipe. But anyway, it's bolted there. I have a second pipe alongside the fold over one. This is the main pole. That pole there is 10 feet long. It goes up to that U-bolt up there where that rope is tied to. And then it's swaged. So it has about a 4-inch long thinner section on it that aluminum pipe that goes all the way up slips right onto that 10-foot pipe. And then on the outside, for extra support and especially to strengthen that joint, I have a 15-foot long, 15 or 16, additional pipe clamped on. It's got the U-bolt there, a U-bolt up there, and a few hose clamps. Up there, that rope that's on there, that is for, we're going to try and do this without getting the sun in here. It's for a support line for the coax cable. So the coax will be taped and zip tied to that line. That line also pulls this whole setup towards the garage. I set this up so that this whole setup is kind of leaning a little away from the garage, so that when I put that rope on, it would pull it up straight. And it's pretty damn plumb up there where the antenna goes. All right, let me loosen up that rope. Actually, we'll go over there and I'll show you that setup too. Over here, I just made up a quick bracket with a pulley, and I have the rope attached to the garage. See that little trap door there? That's I undo one screw, lift that whole little door up, and then I can fit a coax connector right through the wall. And then I lower it back down till it's just touching the coax, and it leaves me with a hole through the wall about the size of the coax. But I have that, and it's temporarily just tied off to a parts tractor that I have sitting here. This tractor probably weighs 500 pounds. So that antenna setup out there is not going to move this tractor. I may do something a little more permanent, but for now, the tractor's here. I haven't touched this thing in a few years, as you can tell by everything that's growing up in it. So I'm just using it as the anchor. Now, unfortunately, this is not higher up on the antenna than the mount over there. The rope is pretty much level. So if I lay the antenna right down on the ground, I can't use this rope to pull it up. But if I put something like a ground plane or a beam on that, the top of the mast will not be on the ground, so it'll be elevated. And then I can just use this rope to pull the whole thing up. All right, let me undo this, my temporary tie down. I don't know if this type of knot has a name or not, but it comes in handy. We lower that rope down, and I'll put you in the tripod and show you how easy that thing is to drop down. All right, let me pause this so I can retie off this rope so it doesn't come out of the pulley. So there it is, easy. Just undo the rope on the other end, which, like I showed you, is just that quick, easy knot. Take out that one bolt on the top. Take that one bolt right there. I know it's going to be a lot harder to lay this thing down. I was just laying it down with one hand and standing it back with one hand. But once there's an antenna up there, especially if I put something tall or big, it's going to be a little harder to stand up. But this setup is on the ground, so even if I need my son to come out here and help me stand it up, it's not that bad to do. And this will get all my antennas that I test. It'll get them 20 feet up in the air. I used to have a pole that was a little closer to the garage. It was right there where that uncut grass is. That one there was only about 9 feet high. So yeah, it was a quarter wave, but I wanted to get a little bit better, especially for tuning the antennas. So this one here, I've got it 20 feet in the air, and it is, hold on, let me turn around here. It's 36 feet away from the building, and the mast of my beam up there is 50 feet away from this pole. So I don't think anything I put on here, I don't think it'll interfere at all with that. That antenna, that used to be my station for trying out antennas. But that 2-element, oh boy, it's staying right where it is. That thing works so good. I've been talking to a local. I hear him all the time, and I can talk to him at any time. He's 75 miles away on a flat side. His antenna's 60 feet in the air, but still, for me to hear him and talk to him 75 miles away, I think that's pretty good. But this will now be, I'm going to stick my Mako up on top of it for now, my Mako V58, just because I don't have any builds in mind at the moment. And it'd be nice to have a vertical antenna for my garage. All right, guys, I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.